Francisco, a Cumulus station. It's easy to listen when you're at home. Just tell Alexa or Google to play KSFO.
GOP takes the House. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. The Republican candidate has been declared the winner in the race for California's 27th congressional district. That means Republicans will have the House majority to start the next Congress. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy.
One-party Democrat rule in Washington is finished. We have fired Nancy Pelosi.
Current House Speaker Nancy Pelosi hasn't said what her plans are, but she will in a matter of hours.
After Democrats lost control of the House, as well as the brutal attack last month on her husband, many people on Capitol Hill are wondering if Nancy Pelosi's going to seek another term as Democratic leader or step aside. Her spokesman sent out a tweet late Wednesday saying the speaker plans to address her future plans tomorrow to her colleagues. Stay tuned. There were no details about when or where she might make an announcement. Pelosi did tell CNN that the attack on her husband would have an impact on her decision.
Fox's Jill Nato in Washington. President Biden has arrived back at the White House from his overseas trip that took him to a UN climate conference in Egypt, a meeting of Southeast Asian leaders in Cambodia, and the G20 summit meeting in Indonesia. Two states put convicted killers to death on Wednesday, Arizona giving Murray Hooper a lethal injection for a double murder for hire more than 40 years ago, while Texas executed Stephen Barbie for killing his ex-girlfriend and her young son in 2004. Thursday could be another double execution day, as Alabama is preparing to end the life of convicted killer Kenneth Smith, while Oklahoma is ready to lethally inject convicted child killer Richard Fairchild. Fairchild's attorney says he is too mentally ill to understand that he's about to die. Winter is arriving in Buffalo. Forecasters say cold air blowing over the still open waters of Lake Erie will dump up to 3 feet of lake-effect snow on western New York State between now and late Friday night. America is listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Despite facing death threats during last year's invasion of the U.S. Capitol, former Vice President Mike Pence says he will not testify to the House January 6th committee.
The crowd on Capitol Hill was chanting, "Hang Mike Pence on January 6th. The former vice president hid out in a docking bay as rioters stormed the Capitol. Now he's on a book tour. And during an interview with CBS, he was pressed about testifying before the House committee investigating the violence. He said the panel is partisan and that it has no right to his testimony. But the committee's leaders, Democrat Benny Thompson and Republican Liz Cheney, rejected Pence's characterization, accusing the former vice president of misrepresenting the nature of the investigation to, quote, promote his new book. In Washington, Sean Lanchel, Fox News.
Former President Donald Trump is suing to block his subpoena from the committee. By the end of this week, the Senate is likely to pass a bill that would write same-gender marriage and interracial marriage into federal law. A dozen Republican senators voted with the Democrats Wednesday to move the bill forward. The baseball writers have named Major League Baseball's best pitchers of the year.
The Marlins' Sandy Alcantara took home the National League Award, winning all 30 first-place votes. He's the first Miami player to win a Cy Young. The 27-year-old went 14-9 with a .228 ERA, throwing a Major League high 228 2/3 innings. In the American League, Justin Verlander capped off a magical comeback season by winning the award for the third third time. The 39-year-old pitched in just one game over 2 seasons because of an elbow injury that required Tommy John surgery. But he returned with a vengeance this year, posting a record of 18-4 with an MLB-leading 1.75 ERA. He then helped the Astros to a championship, picking up his first career World Series win in the process. I'm Eric Messersmith, Fox News.
And I'm Jack Callahan. This is Fox News.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country, offering over 250 engaging programs online. Praised for its culture of community, students engage with faculty and connect with counselors who take a personalized approach for your success. GCU's online students received over $144 million in scholarships in 2021. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
Inflation is at an all-time high. Perhaps you've heard. National debt at an all-time high. This is not going to end well, but what do you do?
Well, I don't know if you know this, gold and silver prices are low right now. So before they start moving up, you should get a hold of Desert Gold Exchange.
Yeah, gold has always been the ultimate hedge against inflation. Inflation. Look into gold with our friends at Desert Gold Exchange. Family owned and operated, best prices, lower commissions, and they're super helpful if you're not experienced in investing in precious metals.
Yeah, a lot of people got wiped out in 2008. You don't want that to happen to you. Protect your hard-earned wealth. Just call Desert Gold Exchange. Family owned and operated. They have the very best prices, and they're really good at talking to newbies.
Desert Gold Exchange, 888-852-4343. That's 888-852-4343. Or go online, dgegold.com. Start a commodity strategy today. dgegold.com.
Jim's saying yes, we should definitely go. Jim says right in my ear before he starts, go, which I like. Because if I'm sitting here up until the last minute, as many of you watching at home on Fox Nation see, up till the last second, I'm doing some kind of work. If the setup for our Fox Nation video viewers who watch the simulcast on it looks a little different, I'm sorry, it's not that much different. I'm sorry for this little device here, but we are getting ready to pack up and load up for the Patriot Awards, which will be going on soon, tomorrow. So we are, in a bit of an equipment crisis as everything gets packed into like Pelican cases and we move to Fort Lauderdale. Luckily, I don't live that far from there, so we got that taken care of. So, a little bit of news broke yesterday, just a little bit, just a smidgen. We had a missile, a little bit, Jim, missile land in a NATO country, which happened while we were on my show, by the way. We had this guy, you may have heard him before, real estate guy from New York, sold a few homes and properties here and there, Donald Trump, announced he's going to run for president. We had the FBI, an expose by the FBI at the New York Times of all places, which did a random act of journalism. New York Times, holy Moses, it only took you 50, 60 years to finally get a story out there and do some journalism. You guys are amazing. About the FBI spying, using a spying program or thinking about using a spying program called Pegasus, which if you listen to the show, you already know about because we warned you about it over a year ago. So let's get to the biggest story of the day. Well, let's just have Donald Trump tell you the biggest story of the day himself. Jim, play for me.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Yeah, that's it. He's running. So, I mean, listen, this is probably the worst kept secret anywhere in politics ever. I mean, everybody kind of knew he was running. I had a good idea. It's doing a show is tough because people share things with you in confidence and you want to talk about this stuff without violating the confidence of people, obviously, who shared stuff with you in confidence. So he's running. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. He announced formally last night, President Trump. So it's on, baby, like Donkey Kong. It is on. Now the fight begins. So we're going to go through this. I'm going to go through some of the highlights of the speech last night. But I want to make